Prejudice. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
You are listening to Panties and Sports. This is Dizzie Mac here with the First Lady of Sports Talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith. And we're joined. But First Lady, how you doing this morning? You looking good?
Hey, Dizzie Mac, I'm doing real well this morning.
All right. You sound, like you ready. You've been, definitely biting at the bit to talk some sports. So, hey, we're joined by the Shimmy Shake. We can't. We're joined by the Shimmy Shake Girls, and believe it or not, they love sports. They have their hot pink outfits on today. Definitely looking good. And then, hey, we may have a spit face sighting. It could get lively. But until he shows up, First Lady, we're ready for what you said.
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Greg Hardy wishes he could fly far away from his past by simply implying the incidents of domestic violence never happened and he is getting a raw deal? Aldon Smith is getting a chance to resume his career, but poor Greg Hardy. He's being treated like a Zika, Ebola, walking zombie from hell creature who just ate your lunch. If Aldon gets a break, does the NFL owe Greg Hardy a break? If Greg Hardy still has any talent, would he be on a roster getting paid big money? Did he help the Cowboys or hurt them? It is time for Jerry Jones to leave the bad boy reclamation projects alone. Emmitt Smith, Too Tall Jones, Tom Landry, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? The question that GMs are looking is, well, who's worse, Greg Hardy or Aldon Smith? Both of them have problems. I mean, come on now. One would say that Aldon Smith has had many run-ins with the law, DUIs several times, vandalism. I mean, he is just like a gangster, to be honest with you. But and you know what? We didn't think Aldon Smith would get another chance. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm really shocked that the Raiders gave him another chance. I mean, he signed a no-guarantee contract, so really the Raiders are not giving up anything because if he gets into more trouble, they can just release him without owing him any money. Now, Greg Hardy, he had one legitimate incident, and that was that domestic violence. So when you compare him to Aldon Smith, you would say that Greg Hardy probably would be the better person. So why is he out of a job? Well, let's talk about the difference. One thing about Aldon Smith, he was not a distraction or a problem within the locker room. We can't say that about Greg Hardy. I mean, let's face it, he's had several incidents with teammates and coaches with the Cowboys. I mean, he was just, very controlling and causing a lot of issues with the Cowboys. He was viewed as a cancer on the team. And he really had no remorse about his incident beating up his ex-girlfriend. He did an interview on ESPN, and he still blames the judiciary system, and he just feels that it was a miscommunication. I don't know how he thought there was a miscommunication when you see those pictures of his girlfriend. That shows a completely different story. So one would say that Greg Hardy, he shows no contrite. He just doesn't really care. He still thinks it is about him. So that's the reason why he's out of a job right now. I don't think it's because of the domestic violence incident. It's just because of the type of person he is on a team. I mean, he a cancer, but he's still a good player. They can still use a pass rusher. I mean, he helped the Cowboys, even though he could have easily hurt them with his antics in the locker room. But as far as his play, he really didn't play that bad with the Cowboys last year. So I think he will get an opportunity. It will not be with the Cowboys because I think Jerry Jones, he just needs to stop with all these reclamation projects. He needs to give up with it. He needs to give up on this. He just needs to go and continue to be the owner of the Cowboys. I mean, people are questioning Jerry Jones' judgment when he brought in Greg Hardy, and he didn't disappoint because Greg Hardy was a troublemaker on the Cowboys. And it's just something that Jerry Jones just needs to continue to do what he's doing, and that's stop messing up the Cowboys. All right, Dizzie Mac, what do you think about this Greg Hardy and Aldon Smith? Who would you prefer on your team if you were a NFL player?
Aldon Smith, of course, because he plays for the Raiders. But, hey, we already got him. But, hey, out of the two, I'd have to say Aldon Smith. Greg Hardy, I just don't think he gets it. I don't think he gets it. Anybody that will just not admit the truth, I just can't deal with. So, no, I deal with Aldon Smith. He's been upfront and honest. He has admitted to his transgressions. And as we see, he's back playing football. I mean, he's going to have a little vacation this upcoming year, but he's at least picked up by somebody that will use him as an edge rusher. Greg Hardy, I mean, what did he give the Cowboys last year other than just fit trying to deal with the media circus around them? I look at it as Aldon Smith. He's a gangster, but he's a Raider.
You're looking at both of them, and it's like I'll just say that domestic violence is just when all is said and done, domestic violence is just really viewed as a deeper transgression than some of the things that Smith has done, even though I put it like this, it's kind of hard to compare domestic violence with DUI because you kind of think of it as DUI, well, hey, you drank too much and you got in trouble. People drink too much and drive and kill people. It's both of them are not, but it's just the as Dizzie Mac said, it's not there's no wow, you know what, I need to shut up about this issue. I'm going to still talk it and try to defend my way when it's been time to just shut up and say I got a break. But then the other part was I didn't really see Hardy, I put it like this. If he had Pro Bowl talent, maybe he would have been picked first. But he did not show Pro Bowl talent, and there are other good players. But back to Dizzie Mac.
Well, hey, Jerry Jones, lead the bad boys. Reclamation projects alone. Got too much money. Don't be wasting it. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpower. Over the competition, I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stay. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest of it. I'll get you sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm going to knock you out. Huh? Mama said knock you out. Huh? We're not talking about Back Tiar, Kalganov, Artur Kiburigan or Lorenzo Aragon. We're talking about the potential knockout punch that may be landed on hopes that Manny may arm with both. Pacquiao will get a rematch with Floyd Money Mayweather. Manny's next opponent is no slouch and could make him look bad, or even worse, he could lose the fight. Does Manny have to do more than win a few fights to get a rematch? Does Manny have to break out several cans of whoop ass and be some serious butt in the ring? How much cabbage, green potatoes, money, drugs, whatever it will take to get Floyd back in the ring? Should Floyd give Manny a rematch if he beats a few opponents and shows there is still some gas in the tank? Should Floyd stay retired and wait 40 years to see if someone ties his record? Smoker Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Leon, ain't got no driver's license, Spinks, or front teeth, and Muhammad Ali are asking, what you saying? Well, Manny, I think he had his opportunity. I don't think Floyd is going to give him a rematch unless he is so impressive in his comeback that he lured the money man out by making it seem like he is back to his old knockout self. Yeah, he's got to win a couple of matches, at least 2-3 good matches against top competition. Timothy Bradley is no slouch. Oh, no. But, hey, Mayweather is broke. You know, Pacquiao is chasing somebody who seems like he's retired for good. But it's got to be a lot of money, a lot of green potatoes and ham to get Floyd back in the ring. I think he should give Manny a rematch. I think he would, stand to make a substantial amount of money. And hey, I don't think it's going to be like the first fight. I think it'd be better. First lady, interested to see how Manny's gonna look tonight. I'm interested. What you saying about this?
I agree with you. I mean, Manny needs to come with several cans of whoop ass before Floyd should even think about fighting him, or if Manny even feel that he's worthy of a rematch. And Tim Bradley is no pushover. This is their third fight. Bradley received a unanimous decision in the first bout, and Manny won the second bout by a unanimous decision. So I'm not sure what to expect in this fight tonight. Can Pacquiao resurrect his punching power again and knock Bradley out? I mean, if he does knock Bradley out, I think the boxing fans will be very excited and will probably want a rematch between Mayweather and Pacquiao. I mean, we all felt very cheated about that first match between Floyd and Manny. I mean, but Floyd is a defensive fighter, so all of Floyd's fights do not look exciting. I mean, if you think about it. So I don't even know if they fight again, if that fight is going to be an exciting fight. I mean, I guess the problem was Manny was hurt in the first fight, so he claims, and he didn't have that punching power, so that's the reason why Floyd was able to defend. But I just don't know. I'm a little bit on the fence about whether or not Pacquiao-Floyd fight would be worth it. I mean, I'm quite sure it will still generate a lot of revenues for the fighting industry. It'll be a big purse, but we'll have to see what Pacquiao does tonight. Like I said, if he can regain his form and come out and be very convincing against Bradley, then we can talk about it. But it's going to be, I really know, Floyd is probably definitely going to be watching, but he is going to have to take millions to get him back into the fighting ring with Pacquiao, because he doesn't want to ruin his record. But I don't think Floyd is scared of Pacquiao. And to be honest with you, I don't think Tim Bradley might be afraid of Pacquiao, because he showed that he can be beaten. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm still undecided if I'm going to purchase a fight myself. I tell you, the last fight I got was the Pacquiao Floyd fight, and I said I would never get another fight again, because that was a waste of my money. So I'm still on the fence about it.
First Lady, I'm with you. If it's really good, go ahead and pay for the replay,
which is free.
yeah, go ahead and say, you know what, I'll go for the replay. You know, sometimes you just have to miss them. But I'm with both of y'all. Manny, he has to really dominate in a couple of fights where because he's going to have to build the excitement. You know, Floyd isn't going to do anything but be retired. So Manny has to be so dominant in at least 3 fights that people are like, wow, this guy is on fire. And, you know, people are saying, hey, look, I want to see this version of Manny fight Floyd. Because, you know, why should Mayweather do anything? You know, money is not the issue. He can make money without having to go through all the work you have to go through the box. You know, and because you know, to get out there, get in, and take the risk, because anything can happen when you're in the ring. Anything, even the best box, you know, anything can happen. A cut, and now, well, we got to stop the fight. You know, elbow, you know. So too many things can happen where why should I go up unless it's just because this guy is so much on fire that the demand is just where I'm not going to turn that down.
I can't.
That's right.
Right. Well, hey, we're going to be on the fence with the First Lady because the fight's going to be over her house if she's going to get it. So with that, First Lady, take us to break.
The first 2 listeners to email us or send a shout-out why the Olympic boxers are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLShop.com. Here is your hint. They lost to the same person in the Olympics. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from St. Mychal on the first part of Shout Out.
Free Mr. Vaughn.
And Manny Pacquiao, too.
Allow yourself to be you. Let go of anger, and joy fills the space left behind. Allow apprehension to fall away, and peace begins to encompass you. When fear loses its hold, love proceeds to work its miracles. As you move beyond the hollow demands of ego, you also move beyond its limitation. Fulfillment is built upon effort, but that effort is not a struggle. Indeed, the effort of fulfillment is your natural inclination. That inclination to create and achieve with love, positive purpose, and generosity has always been there. Stop fighting to suppress it and watch it spring into action. Even in ordinary everyday concerns, you can operate from a deep sense of purpose. In moments big and small, you can be powered, informed, and encouraged by all the good things you truly care about. Step away from the assumption that you must struggle to be this or that and simply allow yourself to be you. In the truth of who you are and the power of all you love is the fulfillment of all you could ever desire.
Oh, yeah, I love it when you massage right there. Oh, welcome back. The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout-out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to continue my massage and hear the music from St. Mychal. Over to you.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. This morning, we have St. Mychal out of New York, New York. All right, DJ, let's hear the track, When I Think of You. St. Mychal must he didn't think too much of her because that was a short and quick song. Okay. Dizzie Mac, what did you think about When I Think of You?
hey, it was short and quick, like you said, First Lady, but I was getting into it. So, I would have liked to have heard more, so I'm gonna give him a shout out based on what I heard. But hey, like Mychal, send the rest of the song.
Okay, Ronnie B., what did you think of St. Mychal?
Well, I thought it was a nice little house rendition of that song, and but I don't know if it was short. It was over 4.5 minutes, so maybe for that kind of song you need 5 minutes, but it was over 4.5. So I'm giving them a shout out. Nice little house mix.
All right, okay, yeah. That he did a remake. That's definitely a remake, and he put his own little twist to it. I enjoyed it, but I thought maybe it was just my timing. I don't know. It seemed like it was quick to me. But anyway,
4.5 minutes.
Well, it was 4.5 minutes of Mr. St. Mychal. So anyway, he'll be on. We'll have another performance from St. Mychal on part 2 of Shout Out. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
Time for Flip, where our hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Sometimes you need to take a chill pill, except for professional athletes whose backs are a little slim these days. Say someone like T.O., who needs to make a splash so he can make a little cash. If T.O. can get his name out there, maybe some of that old magic will work his way and he can hoodoo voodoo, maybe get another reality series. T.O. says he should be in the Hall of Fame ahead of Harry. We asked the panel to defend. T.O. has a point. Marvin had Peyton Manning throwing him the ball. T.O. should be in the Hall of Fame ahead of Marvin. Dizzie Mac, defend. Well, we got the defense from Dizzie Mac.
All right. Hey. Actually,
Dizzie said, no more needs to be said.
Well, sometimes for whose bank accounts are slim, they should say nothing. T.O. needs to take heed. But hey, I think he's the type personality that, hey, even outside of football, if he would kind of conduct himself in certain ways, he could be marketable, make some money. Maybe, some of that old magic from his playing days can translate into doing commercials. Hey, maybe even a reality show. I mean, hey, look at Rodney Peete. He's on a reality show. His career wasn't as good as T.O., but hey, still, he's married to a fine woman who's able to help raise his after playing days income. But hey, you're going to have sour grapes. I know that's First Lady's favorite catchphrase when athletes complain that Marvin Harrison gets in. Hell, you both are going to get in. Just wait your turn. Be happy for Marvin because, hey, he put in the time and effort, but no, they got old T.O., sipping on that haterade. But, hey, Marvin Harrison had Peyton Manning throwing to him. That's you know, can't help that. He didn't draft Peyton Manning. The coach drafted Peyton Manning. And Marvin Harrison just happened to be on the team. T.O., you're going to get in. Just chill out. Chill out, bro. Let the process play out, and you'll be putting on a gold jacket one day. Just don't, you know, shake the box of popcorn in your face like you did when you scored that touchdown. Because then you have a cleaning bill to get that butter off the jacket. But you'll get in. Take it easy. It's going to be a process. You'll get in. Chill out.
All right. You heard the defense from Dizzie Mac. We asked the panel to defend. T.O. has a point. Harrison had Peyton Manning throwing him the ball. T.O. should be in ahead of Marvin. First Lady, defend.
Terrell Owens has a right to be upset. When you compare the stats between him and Marvin Harrison, T.O. has more impressive stats. Harrison has more catches, but not by much, only a few hundred. But T.O. leads in more touchdowns and total yards. In total yards, he is just right behind the great one, Jerry Rice. Marvin Harris is ranked number 5. So that's important, those total yards, because once T.O. caught the ball, he knew what to do. And he knew what to do. He knew how to score touchdowns. That's why he leads ahead of Marvin Harrison in touchdowns. So he has the stats. Now, everybody says Harrison definitely had a consistent passing quarterback with Peyton Manning. T.O. had several quarterbacks. You know, they were great, but they weren't on the same caliber as Peyton Manning. So he was able to do all of his great stats, even regardless of not having a Peyton Manning throwing to him all the time. It's not really about whether Marvin Harris is better than T.O. The Hall of Fame voters chose not to include Terrell because of his antics in the locker room and on the field. Even though the NFL has a rule that players off the field problems cannot be considered in the voting, somehow it got leaked to the press that the writers did consider T.O.'s behavior. I mean, we all know Terrell Owens was trouble with a capital T. I mean, you can just ask his teammates, Donovan McNabb and Jeff Garcia. But beyond all that, all of the distractions, this man had the stats to be in the Hall of Fame. He really should be there. So I understand why T.O.'s crying, because that is money out of his pocket, because he definitely could have gone and made the rounds on some talk shows. You know, usually when you pick as a Hall of Famer, you do get to go on talk shows and put some cash in his pocket, because we know he's starving for some cash. The T.O. is broke. But it's a joke. He needed to be in the Hall of Fame. Definitely a joke. Hang in there, T.O.
All right, you heard the defense on the first side of Flip It, but you know this is Flip It, where we had to flip the script. We asked the panel to defend. T.O., stop drinking the haterade. Next year, T.O., next year. Chill out. Dizzie Mac, defend.
Stop drinking the haterade, T.O. Put the haterade down. Not a good look. You're going to get in. You're going to get in. I don't understand what it is that you want. You're going to get in. The stats are undeniable. When situations are such, when being voted on for the Hall of Fame, you're going to have possibly 3, 4 players who deserve to get in too. That may be ahead of you. And it may not happen when you want it to happen, but you're going to get in. T.O., you may just want to sit back, relax, or keep acting the fool and see won't they keep you out the Hall of Fame. Acting the fool, it can happen. Oops, there it is.
All right. You heard the defense from Dizzie Mac, but you know we had to hear the defense from the First Lady, defend.
Terrell Owens needs to shut up. His mouth has always gotten him into trouble. There he goes again, tearing down another player. He shouldn't compare himself to Marvin Harris. He should be celebrating another person's accomplishment. This is T.O.'s problem. As good as he was on the field, he was that much of a distraction to his team. You know, football is a team sport, but T.O. is selfish, and it's all about him. And he's always talking about him. So you don't compare yourself to another player. If he gets into the Hall of Fame, you congratulate him. Be a man. You know what I mean? People are tired of T.O.'s nonsense, and the teams were tired of his nonsense. T.O. continues to run his mouth.
Yeah.
And those people, you talk about how T.O. only didn't have the number of great quarterbacks, didn't have a consistent quarterback like how Marvin Harris had. Come on now. The bulk of T.O.'s passes were from Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, Carson Palmer, and Donovan McNabb. These are not scrubs.
Yeah.
These are great quarterbacks. So there really is no other argument why T.O. didn't make it. He just needs to chill on that pill and wait for next year.
Chill on the pill. Chill on the pill.
All right, you heard the defense from the First Lady of T.O. T.O., you ain't too bright. That's the one thing that has come out. It is that, brother, you are not too bright. See, Neon Dion, he knew how to work the media. He really did. I give Neon Dion tall props. He said, hey, I'm not going to be a quarterback. They're the ones who make the big money. So I got to do something in my game so that I can make that kind of money, but off the field. And he was getting quarterback money. So, T.O., with all your talent, look, I tell you what, I'm going to hook you up with Spitface and Old School. They can teach you a little media lesson. First Lady, take us to break.
Oh, my goodness, Spitface. Okay. Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
They are not scrubs.
Hall of Fame, a couple of.
Dealing with mistakes. What's the best course to follow when you've made a mistake? Admit it, correct it, apologize for it, learn from it, and get on with life. Everybody makes mistakes, and most people understand that mistakes happen. Even those who expect the very best in every interaction do not expect perfection every moment of every day from every person. If you try to cover up a mistake or deny it, you make it 10 times worse. Eventually, the truth always comes out. And when it does, you want to make sure you've consistently been in agreement with that truth. The way you handle a mistake, whether your own or someone else's, shines a bright light on your true character. It can, in fact, be an opportunity to demonstrate how much you care and how capable you are. Aim for perfection, but don't pretend you are perfect. Give every effort your best, and don't be afraid to admit when you've fallen short. When you quickly admit a mistake and then make it right, you show how authentic and honest you are, and those are two excellent qualities to be known for.
Welcome back. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. All right, Dizzie Mac, take it away.
Thank you, First Lady. And we have the funnies. Shimmy Shake Girls are passing out mimosas and back rubs. Ronnie B is over there getting the back rub. Man, You look like you're enjoying that, brother. But First Lady, guess what?
What?
We finally have our 10th Need to Grow story of 2016. Okay. And here's one that will make Rachel Ray, Emerald Degrassi, Bobby Flav cringe. Iowa deputies find female suspect hiding in an oven. Authorities in Iowa said a woman wanted for a probation violation was found inside her home hiding in a modified oven. Wow. The Guthrie County Sheriff's Office said deputies executed a search warrant at the home of Gabrielle Looper, who was wanted on an arrest warrant for a probation violation. Investigators said Looper initially appeared not to be at home, but their suspicions were raised when they noticed the home had two ovens. Looper was found hiding in a non-functioning oven that had its bottom cut out in an apparent attempt to turn it into a hiding place. Deputy Kent Cry said, "I've never seen anything like it. She fit all the way in the oven." Wow, all the way in. The sole purpose was to hide people when law enforcement came a-knocking. It's not uncommon for people to go to extreme lengths to avoid apprehension or to hide contraband. Deputies said a man named Joseph Crawford was also arrested during the search on a charge of interference with official acts. Wow. Talking about your goose being cooked. Hey, the jig is up. Gosh darn it, if water is splashing, and it is splashing, it must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It.
All right, time for Flip It, where hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. I want to know how big that oven was or how little the woman was. And we know the guy that was her boyfriend. He poked his chest down there with like food.
You go.
All right, the Warriors are within striking. I mean, they right there on the edge of tying or breaking the Bulls' regular season record. Has the quest for the best made them a tired, strained mess for the playoffs? Panel defend. The Warriors will not repeat as NBA champions, losing the conference championship. Dizzie Mac, defend.
When you're chasing history, there's a lot of pressure that goes with it. I mean, a lot of pressure. I mean, you have to look at all that has gone into them chasing that 72-10 mark. Everything that had to went right. But sometimes good records are meant to go down in flames in the playoffs. Hey, San Antonio is out there, they're just lurking, waiting, willing and able to knock the Warriors off their perch in the conference championship. It's not going to happen this year. It's also hard to repeat. And no matter whether you have the best record in the league or not, somebody's always looking to take you down. I tell you, chasing the ghost of Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, and all those guys is rough. Better luck next year.
Well, you heard the defense from Dizzie Mac, First Lady. The Warriors will not repeat as NBA champions, losing in the conference championship.
The Warriors have played great, but they are showing attrition late in the season. They have lost 2 of their last 10 games. Curry is showing that he is mortal by having many turnovers within those 2 losses. I think Steve Kerr needed to rest his players and prepare them for the playoffs. He should have rested them throughout the season like Greg Popovich used to do and is still doing. I think Kerr really made a serious mistake. Now he's forced to play them in the next 4 games to try to win the record. What's more important, repeating as NBA champions or, as Dizzie Mac says, chasing that record? You can always have records, but the main thing is winning a championship and repeating, because that's what people play for. And Steve Kerr should have coached that way. I just think he really hasn't done a great job. They should have kept Luke Walton as Things have not been going the Warriors' way. I mean, teams have now figured out how they can beat the Warriors. If you play them big up front and force them to come and drive to the basket versus shooting all those 3-pointers. It's not going to happen. The Warriors definitely will not repeat. In the beginning of the season and in the middle of the season, we all thought this was going to be a runaway. But we find out now it definitely will not be a runaway. I believe at this point the Spurs have the upper hand, and they will definitely come out of the West instead of the Warriors.
All right, you heard the defense from the First Lady, but you know this is Flip It, where we flip the script and defend the opposing view. Panel defend. Big players play big in big games. Each game for the Warriors going forward is a big game, and they play big. I see repeat. Dizzie Mac, defend.
I see repeat. Big players play big in big games. Steph Curry is on a mission. He's upped his level from last year, and he's bringing everybody with him. Draymond Green, you got Klay Thompson. Everybody's coming with Steph Curry to enjoy repeating as the NBA champion. What can you do? Nobody's been able to beat them. Nobody's been able to really say that they got that number. Now, they've gone a lot of places on the road and whooped up on teams like they stole something. I can't see it going any other way.
Okay, all right. You heard from Dizzie Mac, but the final defense, First Lady, defend.
The Warriors will play big. They always play big. They know that they are the defending champions, and they know everybody is gunning for them, so they're going to have to play big. As Dizzie Mac says, Stephen Curry, he really has upped his game. He's become much better than he was last year, which is unbelievable because he was the MVP. So I guess he's going to repeat as the MVP this year. Teams still really have not figured out how to beat the Warriors. I know they've lost several games lately, but it's just a matter of the Warriors not really being focused in these particular games that they play. They have a tendency to not to be focused against teams that are not on their caliber. But when it comes to big games and when the playoffs come around, the Warriors will play big because they got Curry and they have the other Splash brother. He's great too. They have the outside game. And their other center, Festus Estili. That's a hard name to pronounce. He came back. So now they have more help in the inside. Because that's how teams were beating the Warriors. They're playing with their big men. But now that he's back in the lineup, the Warriors will definitely go to their championship. And I think it's not going to be difficult. As you'll see, they will just breeze through it until they get to until they get to the Western Conference Final. Once they get to that Western Conference Final, then they'll just have to make sure they can beat the Spurs. It's going to be a tight one, but trust me, the Splash Brothers will play as big as they can in that Western Conference Series, and they will go on to victory.
Well, play big games. You heard the defense from the First Lady on Flip It. On the other side of the break, we have another performance from St. Mychal on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
Problem-solving power. Solutions come from problems. Achievement comes from difficulties. When something doesn't work, you have a strong incentive to figure out what does work. When all your options have been exhausted, that's when you create new, better options. No matter who you are or where you come from, life has its difficulties. By working through those difficulties, you can find some of life's greatest blessings. You are a powerful problem solver. All that power becomes fully engaged when you have a meaningful problem to address. A problem is not a lifetime sentence of burden. It is your chance to do what you do best to achieve. Out of each problem, positive possibilities can arise. Find satisfaction in using your problem-solving power to bring those possibilities to life.
You are listening to Bros, Panties and Sports. Yeah, we having a good time up ahead. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and us, the crew. First Lady, over to you.
We have another performance from St. Mychal. All right, DJ, let's hear Broken Promise.
Please let me look through you. I chose to play with fire, since I never wanted to leave you, 'cause you're my only. You know I need you, so you do this to me every time. I don't matter to you. Please don't do this now, 'cause everybody is looking. Your promise is broken. I don't wanna see if you're not mine, what I would be. I don't know if I could live. You just treat me like I'm a masochist. I don't wanna know when you leave me where I could go. I can't seem to figure out. I can't see my way without you, without you. I don't wanna say goodbye, but you're making it harder than ever. 'Cause you're my only. 'Cause it hurts me every time, and I ask myself if I need you. Do I want you this time? But I don't wanna care anymore, and I know you care about nothing. It's so much harder than I thought. Don't know what to do. Every second now is slower than ever. It's hard to be with you. I don't wanna see if you're not mine, what I would be. I don't know if I could live. You just treat me like a masochist. I don't wanna know when you leave me where I could go. I can't seem to figure out. I can't see my way without you, without you. Without you.
That was pretty. All right, let's go to the panel. Ronnie B., what did you think of the song by St. Mychal?
I rather like the track. I'm giving him a shout out.
All right, Dizzie Mac.
Oh yeah, you know he did his thing and made sure that everybody heard him on this one. Yeah, we giving it a shout out. Shimmy Shake Girls like that, they still kind of shimmying and shaking.
Yeah, I'm definitely shouting that out. It was a very beautiful song, and he showed his ability to sing. And got caught more of his vocals to me in this song versus the first song. So that was very good. So that's the end of the shout out. If you like what you heard from St. Mychal, you can check him out on Old Grumpy, New York. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. It's time for the pick. Dizzie Mac was last year's champion of the hardwood. Will he repeat the feat? We'll see. Unfortunately, we do not have the stats for this week. Our production team was very busy this week, so we will have it for you next week. So let's get to the picks. By the end of the week, Houston will rank higher than Utah. 5,000 for the correct answer, minus 7,500 for the incorrect answer. Wow, this is a tough one. I'm going to say no. Houston will not rank higher than Utah. I believe they're one game behind them as of now. Even though I think Utah does have a harder road for the last couple of games, but I still think they're going to win ahead of the Rockets. What do you think, Dizzie Mac?
I'm with you. It's going to be hard, but Utah has done an outstanding job of what they had on their roster, and Houston will not rank higher. They're nose diving at a fast pace.
Okay. All right, nose diving at a fast pace. By the end of the week, Memphis will rank higher than Portland. 5,000 for the correct answer, minus 7,500 for the incorrect answer. Dizzie Mac. Calling Dizzie Mac. What you got, Dizzie?
Houston will not rank higher.
Not Houston. We are Memphis. We already answered that one. We are Memphis will not rank higher than Portland.
They will not. Memphis will not. Portland's playing good.
Okay, you say no. All right, I agree with you on that. I think Memphis will not rank higher. Hey, they got to play the Warriors, so we can pencil that as a loss because obviously the Warriors are on that mission. So I'm going to say no also. Okay, by the end of the week, Chicago will have a better record than Indiana. 5,000 for the correct answer, minus 5,000 for the incorrect answer. Well, I will say no. Chicago will not be higher than Indiana. Chicago, the Chicago plays the Cavaliers tonight. So depending on who's playing on the Cavaliers, we'll see if Cleveland plays LeBron, then they will not win because they have one game to lose and they're out of the playoffs. So I will say no. Dizzie Mac.
No. That's the team that's nosediving quicker than Houston is Chicago. What have they done? Where are you at, Michael Jordan? Oh, no.
Okay. Are you giving up on your Chicago Bulls, Dizzie Mac?
You know what? When I hear Derrick Rose say, my elbow hurt. That is a sign of a white flag going up.
Okay. All right. By the end of the week, the Heat will rank higher than Atlanta. 9,000 for the correct answer, minus 5,000 for the incorrect answer. This one, I don't know. The Heat in Atlanta, they only like one game. And I believe I'm going to say no. The Heat will not be higher than Atlanta. Dizzie Mac.
Man, this is a competitive spot. That fourth seed in the East. That fourth seed is up for grabs.
Not fourth seed. It's the third seed. They fighting for the third seed. Atlanta's it's the third seed.
Yes, and whoever loses out is going to be in the fourth seed, and the fifth seed,
or fifth seed, or they can move right. They can move right down to the sixth seed. So this is going to be exciting this last couple of days.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna go with Miami. First lady, your hometown team.
All right.
And because y'all got a big man. Y'all got a big man down there who's dominating.
All right. Okay, you're going to go with yes. By the end of the week, the Warriors will tie or break the Bulls' record. 9,000 for the correct answer, minus 5,500 for the incorrect answer. Dizzie Mac.
They're not gonna get it.
You say no. Well, you know what? I gotta get some points. I don't think they're going to get it, but I'm going to go opposite what you say. I'm going to say yes, because it says tie. Now, they may not break it, but they could tie it. So in order to tie, I think they only need to win 3 of their last 4 games. So I'll say yes, they will tie it. So I'm going to say yes. So we'll see. I'll definitely have those scores for next week, and we'll see how we are doing. Before we go, it's time to find out what we missed this week. Dizzie Mac, what did you miss?
I missed both Chicago baseball teams getting off to a 2-0 start. Doing their thing in the Windy City.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ronnie B., what did you miss?
I missed Rashard Mendenhall saying that NFL teams were worried about him. Okay, they were really worried about him. Now, you know how much trouble Rashard Mendenhall got into, right? You know, all the problems he had and everything off the court, team issues, right? They were worried about him because he read books. if you have all these other interests like reading, dance, or art, what makes you a football player?
Right.
End quote. That was their concern.
All right. Well, I don't know. Was that a concern? Okay. All right.
No, really, he was being interviewed, and that was their concern. NFL teams, that was their biggest concern about.
That he's reading too many books. Okay. Well, what did I miss?
Having interest in dance and the arts.
Okay. They might have been concerned about something else. Anyway, what did I miss? I missed Buddy Hield. He wins the Wooden Award after having a great season as the College Player of the Year. Unfortunately, he didn't have a great series. Well, actually, a great game. And Villanova blew them out. And, of course, I didn't miss the Villanova winning the national championship. That was a great game. Great, great game. Go ahead, Villanova, Philadelphia.
Philly in the house.
Philly was in the house, definitely. Well, anyway, this has been Cheryl Smith and